Welcome to this calculus tutorial. Today we're going to talk about integration by parts and solve the problem that's shown where it tells us to evaluate the integral using integration by parts. So we have the integral of 2x times e to the 3x dx. So first of all, for integration by parts, we want to follow this basic formula. The integral of u times dv equals uv minus the integral of v du. Okay, so what does that all mean? I'm going to leave this up here. And let's go through and start to identify different parts of our integral. So if I use the first part here, the 2x, as my u, and then my e to the 3x dx as my dv, then I can follow this basic form. So let's go through and write this out. We set u as 2x and dv as e to the 3x times dx. Now watch how this follows through. To find du, we need to take the derivative of this, which we know then is 2 dx. And when we have dv, we need to take the integral to get v, which ends up being 1/3 e to the 3x. And so with this, we now have all of the pieces that we need to follow this basic form and solve this problem. So if we started out with 2x e to the 3x dx, this will then follow u, which is 2x, times v, which is 1/3 e to the 3x, minus the integral of v, which is that 1/3 e to the 3x, times du, which is 2 dx. And now we simplify. So I can multiply the 2 and the 1/3 together, and I get 2/3 x e to the 3x. And then I can bring the 1/3 and the 2 out front, so I end up with 2/3 times the integral of e to the 3x dx. And I'm going to pause here for a second. So notice we still have an integral in our problem. However, the integral is simpler than what it was originally, and that's the goal. Integration by parts is a way to simplify your integral. So now we have to still do a second integral, and we do the integral of e to the 3x. So this first part stays the same, it just carries with. The coefficient we know stays out front, and the integral of e to the 3x, we've already done that, is 1/3 e to the 3x. And because this is now the end, we need to add a constant of integration, which in this case, let's use capital C. And then from here, we just do one last step of simplification. So 2/3 x e to the 3x, this can multiply to 2/9 e to the 3x plus c, which then is our final answer. So with this, with integration by parts, sometimes in the problem they'll give you what to use for your u and your dv, but oftentimes we have to pick them ourselves. And so you want to pick them so that your integral simplifies. If you end up finding that you have a more complicated integral, then go back and set your u and dv differently and see if that would change your final answer. So go ahead and find a problem like this so you can try these things on your own. And when you're doing integration by parts, remember that it is somewhat of a long process, but if you follow this system every single time, you'll get the answer at the end. Good luck!